Hello, I'm Skeleton. I've hit Radiant countless times on multiple agents, and I've also peaked rank 1 on Europe. I am an experienced coach and player, and I'm basically just here to help you learn everything you need to know about Valorant. Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at Jett on Icebox, and we're going to look at Jett on Breeze. And we're primarily, in this series, we're going to be looking at how we want to play her on attack. In the past videos I went over, how important pacing and stuff is, and we're going to talk about that again, just for if anyone hasn't watched the other one. Yeah, just talking about the fundamentals really and what everyone should be doing on Icebox and Jett, and just making sure we have a clear understanding of what we need to be doing. First of all, we'll look at A, go to mid, go to B. So we're looking at A, there's a lot of ways that we can approach A, and it really depends, as usual, what util you have. Now, usually in ranked, you're gonna have a Reyna, something like this. A nice way to get an early pick and just to take the space early is to, you get your Reyna to flash up here, and you just draft onto belt. Okay, super easy. But anyone peeking this is going to be blind from the Reyna flash, and you're already up here. You can push on it, or you can take a fight. If you're not feeling that confident, you can just updraft onto here and hold as well. But it just obviously has a lot less window to kill someone. So let's say we've done that, right? We're out on belt. We've fought. Maybe we kill one. We kind of get to this position now. Realistically, there's going to be maybe a Viper wall coming across that's blocking us. Might be an AWP. There's a lot going on. There are a few options. You can fight. You can try and jump across, but this is really risky, right? If there is a player here, you need to know what's clean and what's clear and what's not clear. If you saw this arrowing up here, you probably know like this is clear, close is clear. But there's usually a good opportunity. You have a good window to kill someone. By the time you've got here, you've probably had an opportunity to kill someone, because A is a site that like the enemies have to fight. You can't really just hide back sight on A. You need to peek a little bit and fight a little bit. And there's a lot of advantageous angles for the defenders to hold as well. So let's say you haven't got a pick, right? It's 5v5. How do we go from here, or up here or down here? How are we going to push site? What are we going to clear? So the most important thing is we need to make sure we're clearing these close angles. Imagine there's the Viper walls up, and you want to be clearing this. You want to make sure obviously your passing is good. Maybe your server's going to drone from here, so you can follow the drone. Make sure your pacing is good, and then we need to be clearing these angles. Once we've cleared this, it's really up to you what you want to do. If you still have your updraft, you can just jump up here. With your teammates, right? Like if your teammates are coming with you, you can come up here. This is such a strong angle, right? Like you can come up here. Maybe you kill the guy backside. You can jump up here. You can get aggressive. On Jett, you need to be jumping around everywhere on this map. There's so many different angles, up and down, left and right. And just be creative, right? Like you can dash topside, like fight this guy. If you are doing that, obviously there's smoke with you. You can do a lot. You can maybe just sit up here. You hold over the wall. You don't see anyone. You jump over. Jump up here. Because you obviously, like when you look at it like this, it looks a little bit troll. But when there's util going off and your teammates are fighting and stuff like this is what you want to be doing. You want to be jumping around. You want to be getting in weird angles, weird positions, being as awkward as possible, stuff like that. If you have your Jett knives, this killed me like the other day, and it's actually really good. You can updraft like up here like this, and you can just see all into backside. And it's a really good way of getting an off angle, and I haven't seen too many people do this. So again, and you can just kind of peek like this, and it's a really good way to maybe get a pick with your knives. And in general, you can come up here. When you're jumping on this, I kill so many. If I'm playing in this corner, I'll kill so many people that just jump out like that, and you're just dead. So you just want to make sure you're jumping tight to the wall. Just make sure you're jumping tight to the wall, and you can peek like that. And this peek is, this peek like this. It's easy kill. And then from here you can go wherever you want really. You can just jump across. Just fight. So yeah, with Jett, honestly I would suggest to anyone that's like wanting to play Jett on Icebox. Obviously the map's been re-released, so you might not have played it, or if you have played it, just, I swear to God, go in a custom for 20 minutes and just practice just transitioning between angles. Jumping around on these boxes. Just doing like general movement, like just jumping around and making sure you're fluid. When you're on this map, because there's a lot you can do. You can just like jump in this. Yeah, just practicing your movement, making sure you're fluid, flopping around, going from angle to angle, position to position, and practicing that is going to help you a lot on it. In terms of mid, there's 2 things you can do with your movement on mid. Well, there's one thing you can do with your movement on mid, but there's 2 ways of doing it, which is, if you want to go top tube. And this is such a strong position. I love going top tube. So you can do the standard way where you kind of just come lower, you dash up, maybe you want to get a little bit closer, and you dash up like this, right? Now, in my opinion, the safer way and the better way, but it's a little bit slower, is if you come up on this box, come down, and you hit it like that. It's just a little bit more awkward, right? Because you kind of bounce. It looks like you bounce, like for the enemy's POV. But both work really. It's up to you. Either one works. It just depends if you want to be a little bit fancy or not. If you're trying to get a clip, I guess. And when you're up here, you'll see this is a really good fight. You can peek into here, but you just need to be careful. Like how I do this is when I get up here, peek in this, kind of clearing this, and sometimes I might just sit up here for a little bit. Sit up here, try to find a pick. You can do whatever really, but just getting up here and just being up there is super annoying for the enemies to have to deal with. So yeah, it's a good position, and that's kind of how you want to be going up there. You can smoke it as well. Like I see some people, they'll smoke it. You can't do that. It is your choice really how you want to do that. But yeah, that's it for mid. Like there's nothing crazy, I guess if you're doing a fast B split, throw smoke to here, but it is a little bit tight. Like I can't say I ever really do this, especially because they've changed the tube a little bit. Like it's just a bit awkward. Like I don't really like it. I mean, I guess you could do something like that if you maybe sage. If you sage wall, then you could get a bit of a better angle. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that one. On B, how you want to approach B, the barrier drops. You can jump up here. The problem with this jump is you are quite an easy pick while you're doing it. Especially if they have an op, I wouldn't suggest updrafting like this. You can just dash it. So you just want to like updraft here and then dash, right? And this is better if they have an op. If you updraft, you dash here, you can kill this op guy pretty easy. Or you can take the angle on anyone getting aggressive, and from here you can, I don't know, like jump around. B's not really like the actual site of B is not somewhere you need to do this traditional smoke dash. It's more, what's most important with B is just taking like this space around here really. Take this space, you basically have B. If you do want to hold onto your dash and your updraft, obviously kind of once you've got to about here, take this space however you want. It's kind of easy to take. You can like you do something. Obviously there's a Viper wall here, right? And you can dash up here if you want. You can do like a, you can do something like this, You can get really aggressive with your movement and take the space, but is like this updraft especially, like it is a little bit risky. But dashing on top yellow, like you know, this is like such a strong position to be. You know, you can catch the guy off snowman. You know, you can maybe like you kill the guy's snowman, and then you know you can fight the guy backside. It's very strong, and then you know, you can just drop off and disappear. And that's really the basics for B on, you know, basics on Icebox for Jett. It's a really basic map. There's not any weird dashes, not anything weird you have to do. You know, just make sure you're utilizing your movement on A, and just using the angles on B that it gives you. You know, and just make sure you go with your team, and just make sure you're spacing and your timing and your spacing is good. Yeah, you know, make sure you go with your util. I spoke about it. I went, you know, in depth on spacing in the other video. So if you are interested in that, you can go watch it. And yeah, there's plenty about spacing. Okay, so we spoke a little bit about Icebox. Now we're going to be looking at Breeze. Now we're looking at Breeze. Like, Breeze is a really basic map. There's not too much to go in detail about. Like, it is generally a basic map, and it's just a Jett map as well. Now, for attack on Jett, so on A, what we need to worry about when we're going him in is just care for the op here on this angle, right? Run up the left side, get your mate to drone, or just clear it. You know, make sure you clear it. Maybe jump peek it, and then, you know, if you're going a fast A, you know they don't have an op. You know, hop on an angle like this. This angle's insane. You know, like hop on an angle like this, fight that, dash up here, kind of clear something, and you can go. Right, easy. Your job on Jett, especially on this map, is just go. You just literally go and you fight. And the only place to really dash on Breeze, like, you know, dash here. You just need to be, if they have a cypher, then you need to find the cypher and make sure you're not just flying into his trips, because there's a lot of like disgusting trips you can do around here. You can kind of, you know, if you dash here and you want to fight through the wall, like, it is definitely an option. If you know this part's clear, maybe your Viper's mollied this, your server's arrowed backside, like, you know it's clear, you know, then you can kind of, you know, come to the left and, you know, you can try find some fights. But because this site's so open, as Jett, you can overextend on it. You know, you can overextend and you can fight. You need to be finding fights and finding entries, especially on Breeze, you know, like maybe on a map like Ascent or something like this. It's not a good idea to overextend because the sites are hard to retake, you know, so you don't want to be giving them entries. On this map, like, it's so open, you want to be trying to find picks and find entries and stuff like that. Just need to be really careful for the op, because unfortunately everyone is opping, you know, especially on Breeze. So that's it really. You know, you can call for a flash, maybe you dash out, you take the site, you know, you have a Sky or a KO or something like that, you know, they can flash through the wall and you just want to be fighting. Just be proactive and speak to your initiator. It's really important, or whoever has your flash. So when looking at mid on Jett, you, again, like, it's all just speed, especially early on Breeze, right? Like, if you're doing a fast A split, you just want to make sure you know, you're smoking the cross, and then you're going, right? It's fast and it's basic. It's such a basic map, it's such an open map, like, there's not anything crazy you can do. You know, maybe you come mid with a KO or a Sky, right? The guy flashes for you, you just dash on the flash, and you follow. It is that simple, really. A nice dash that catches a lot of people off guard is the start of the round, right? The barrier drops. You kind of just throw a smoke here and you just dash up mid like this, and you'll be surprised how many kills you're gonna get when you're already up here this early in the round, and then you kill the guy backside B. You just need to be careful with the guy nest, you know. So you can, like, you can literally throw a smoke here, dash in it, fight the guy next, and then you know, push. And this works really well. It's actually it's like a super fast play, but it is a way to get picks. How I would recommend playing B, again, you know, if you know they have a cypher, gonna be updraft dashing. You know, want to get over the trip. If it's just a Viper, you don't need to. You know, you can just dash in. Usually you want to be kind of dashing more towards the left, but I mean you can dash out here, you know, and fight back tight. It's really up to you and the info that you get. Like, it's not really... That's the thing with Breeze, right? There's not so much to go in detail about because the sites are just straight execute sites. It's not like Lotus or something like that where, you know, it's a bit weird, the layout's awkward. It is literally like, if you're hitting B, it's like Ascent, right? Like, hitting B, you just dash out. If you're hitting A, you dash out. If there's trips, you updraft over the trips, you know? Like, that is how you play Breeze. So there's not anything crazy. What's really important on these maps, these more simple maps I've talked about on Ascent, is your fundamentals, right? You need to make sure your pacing is good, make sure your team is with you. You need to make sure that you're going with the util. Be aware of what the enemies have. You know, if you're timing it right with a flash and an arrow, like it's so easy to play Jett. It's literally like you just fly in, dash in, the arrow lands, scan someone, you know one's there, you know one might be behind the wall. You just have to win your fight. You just have to click head. It's that simple. I mean, you know, you can maybe like, if you want to mix it up, you know, you can maybe like updraft up here, right? Like you can throw a smoke and like updraft up here. But in general, you know, if you're drafting up here, there's so many angles. But I mean, I guess if your pacing's good, it doesn't really matter. You can go on that arrow. But yeah, that's really it for Breeze. Like Breeze attack, it is standard, super standard map. And yeah, if you apply these fundamentals on both Icebox and Breeze, you know, you practice your movement, your pacing is good, you're gonna be fine. Like there's not too much crazy stuff to go into. So yeah, that's it really.